it's Bobi, aka Paginator, and I have a junk journal flip through for you today. So this is not for sale. This is a present for my oldest nephew. And he is a rodeo cowboy, and he told me that he would use a journal if I made him a rodeo journal. So that's what we've got. The closure is a waistband of a kid's size pair of Wrangler jeans, and it has a snap, even though it looks like a button. So it just unsnaps like this, and then it is secured with some elastic here so that it can expand as the journal gets chunkier. The cover is also made of fabric. We've got this gorgeous Tim Holtz fabric here. The leather piece is from an old boot bag. Yes, there are special bags made to carry cowboy boots in, and this one was made out of leather, and so I found it at Goodwill for like $1 and cut it up, and there are going to be pieces of the boot bag throughout. We also have the 2 butt pockets from the child-sized pair of Wranglers, also found at Goodwill, and I put the one with the Wrangler patch on the front. This is a functioning pocket, and so is this one. I'm going to be covering up my nephew's name right here. You will see pictures of him on some of the pages that I have put in here already, but I am not going to share his name with you just because I feel like that's what I should do. This is a tag. I added some crackle paste and then went over it with distressed crayon, so it gave it a really old, aged look. This is my journal number 62. And these are some of the digital pages that I use. Luckily, I printed these before my printer shut down, and I had to get that whole situation taken care of. Most of the tag tassels you're going to see are from this kind of like hemp rope situation. I coiled some of it up to make a little like roper's rope down here. A lot of pages are also these collage pieces of denim. And we have some coffee dyed paper. So we've got a lot of blues and browns here. This is a photo I took of my nephew from a rodeo he was in recently, and then I used Canva to take away the background and add it onto some digital background papers. This is a tag that is just paper clipped in, and it's got this cute tag topper here, and you can see there's a window, and a smaller tag comes out. This cute paper with stars on it. This is a photo that I took of my nephew 2 years ago, I think. He is a steer wrestler, and this is him and his coach practicing at state finals a couple of summers ago. And this is a waterfall. I actually made a functioning waterfall. Look at this. So he can add photos or writing or whatever he wants to do. Here's another place where I used crackle paste. This is the opaque crackle paste, not the transparent like we saw on the other piece there. We have a piece of leather from the boot bag with a zipper on here, and inside we've got this journaling card. There is a little metal cowboy boot kind of brad thingy here, and lots of space to write on the back. I am going to be making a writing board to go with this journal, but I wanted to go ahead and just do the flip through so I could get that filmed. So the writing board will be very similar, like same papers, materials, etc. A lot of these pages I left plain because I didn't want to go so crazy with the decoration that there was no writing space left. I want him to have plenty of space to either write or glue pictures or whatever he wants to do. Keep track of his rodeo stats, whatever. This says picked up in the rodeo arena. I will show you on the bottom, I do have a few little silver bits tied down here. We've got a cow skull, a horse, there's a feather, a star. This page has some nice lines for writing on, and here we have an envelope that I just kind of decorated up, and inside there are a couple of things to write on. So we've got this card here with a cowboy boot, and it's got some distress ink smudgies on it with vintage photo and faded jeans colors. And then this one says tie down. This is a tie down roper here, and it's got this tassel kind of thing hanging off with the leather fringe and a concho right here. This is one of my most favorite pages. It says, "School is important, but rodeo is importanter." It's just silly. He's still in high school, so, you know, I thought he'd get a kick out of that joke. My nephew does also train horses, so all the horses that you'll see, whether they're rodeo trained horses or just Western style ranch horses or whatever, he's gonna love those. He loves all horses. This is another photo of him. This is a really fun thing that it's like a triple pocket kind of, well, double pocket with 3 cards, I guess. So this is a pocket over here, and we've got this card with a steer wrestler from the 60s on there, and then writing space on the back. I was lucky enough to find some Western Horseman magazines from 1962, and so all the vintage stuff that you see comes from those. This is an advertisement for a special kind of roping saddle. And this is an advertisement for the Denver Stock Show, which is a big deal and has been for a really long time. And then he can write on these bits back here. And then you can see the pocket that these two get tucked in. Here's another pocket here. And I made some cowboy ID cards. These 3 young men are my nephews. So this is the one that's getting the journal, and then we have his 2 brothers. And there's just writing space on the back. I did add some fabric in the middle because I was following a video by Louisa Heinzel, and she put fabric in hers, and I think they look kind of fun. They definitely look grungy and old, and I like them. Another picture of my nephew. This is his dad. His dad, my brother-in-law, was hazing for him. Hazer is a very important job in the event of steer wrestling. So the cowboy that's gonna wrestle the steer is coming out on this side, on the left side of the steer, and then the hazer comes out on the right side to help keep the steer on track. Now, I know not everyone who watches this is a rodeo expert. I promise you the animals are totally fine. Rodeo animals are very well taken care of. They're very well cared for. There are specific rules about how many times they can be used and all that stuff. Please don't worry about that. Over here we just have a little fabric tuck spot. The brown fabric comes from the boot bag, and then this is the same flannel that's on the inside of the journal cover. And we have a button. And then just a journaling card. This one says headin' and heelin', which are some team roping terms. Space to write on the back here. Lots of writing space over here. This is another fun thing using my 3 favorite cowboys, just a belly band. And this is a card that he can write on or put a picture on or something like that. Another pocket here, and this is just a piece of paper that's white on the inside, but I inked it with vintage photo and added this little scrappy cluster here that says remember, so he could open up and write about a specific memory that he wanted to keep track of. Another picture. This is his steer wrestling horse. Her name's Boogie, and she's amazing. Loves her job. She's really good at it. Here we've got another leather pocket with the zipper detail, which I think is really fun. And we have this kind of folio that opens up with lots of writing space. It says Champion Bulldogger. Bulldogger is another term for steer wrestler. And this is the beginning of the final signature. We start off with this fun shirt page. This is kind of like a Western shirt with no sleeves. It's held together with a little paper clip here. You can see the buttons, and it opens up, and we have this bingo card with a vintage ad for Levi's Western wear. You can write on the back of there, lots of writing space inside. And then this card also comes out, and he can write on the back of that. A little cluster down here with a button, some denim, some cover fabric, a couple pieces of scrappy paper, and an old thing that says rodeo. Another picture of him on buggy. This is a journaling card that's paper clipped in. We have an old 1962 ad for a young cowboy in his fancy duds. We've got some flannel and some more of that boot bag fabric. And this is an ad for Laramie Jubilee Days. Laramie is one of the cities in Wyoming, and this was a celebration they were having in July of 1962. Writing space on the back. One more leather pocket with the zip. This is just a little card that says, "And so the adventure begins, let's explore." He could write on the back of this or put a picture or something. And this was just a fun layered card that I did. Lots of writing space there. More cowboys, more denim. Little cluster down here. This is a fun one. This piece right here is one of Tim Holtz's fabric tags. And then we've got a steer wrestler and a 9. The 9 is special to my nephew in rodeo for reasons, so there we go. There's another picture of him. This is a little tuck spot made out of a faux envelope and some coffee-dyed braille paper and an ad for snaps for Western shirts. This is an old playing card. I kept the cowboy on the front side and just covered this so he could write on it. We have a top tuck spot here. This is an ad for handmade Cowtown boots. And then we have a card for writing here. I thought you could write on the brick side of that. And this is one of my most favorite elements that I have made. So I have more pictures of my nephews, and it starts with the little one. And there is a card that tucks in here to this pocket. So you can see there's a card that pulls out that can be written on. And then we flip, and this is the middle brother, and it has a card here. And then it flips again. We have all 3 of the boys, another card that pulls out here. And this is a belly band with a card that can be written on. And then we have oldest brother here with another card that pulls out for writing. I love it so much. And we wrap up with a horse. And this is the flap of that flippy floppy thing, but also kind of works as a barn door the horse is peeking out of. And there we've reached the end of the journal. So we're going to close it up again. Get the waistband pulled around. Sorry, my background fabric's sliding all over the place. Snap this in place. And there we go. Other than the writing board that's going to go inside here, this is all done. So I hope you've enjoyed this flip through. Let me know what you've been doing with your crafting or anything else in your life if you're not a crafter. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.